Good afternoon, Your Highness. I do hope you are feeling well this day. Head Guard Talga Hest, here at your request to prepare you for tonight's ball. It is the social event of the season, and as ever, I am sure you will make a splash. I took the liberty of having the tailor prepare a selection of outfits for the evening, as requested. I've had the number you wore to Lady Vassetti's harvest ball shipped from your country estate, as well as instructing the tailor to bring a selection of alternative options later. This apparel will be in a selection of teal, black, and cream, though the servants have prepared additional options should none of these suit your favor. As a note, I have been instructed by Diplomat Haig that it would be best to stay away from the colors red or any variation of. Thus, maroon and rouge are out of the question. From how it was disclosed to me, the diplomats find it best that we avoid that color scheme entirely after the issues with our neighbors. We don't want it to be accidentally construed as a show of support. Why, yes, I did argue on the point, but they stood rather vehemently for their decision. And after some conversation, I couldn't help but be won over. Why, of course, Your Highness. And I am sure that no matter what you wear, you shall be as breathtaking as ever. No need to be so modest, Your Highness. I am one of your personal guard, not one of the noblemen. The servants will be bringing by the collection in an hour, should that suit your timetable. The ball is rather formal, so the selection will reflect such. However, after the ball reaches a later hour, you will have the opportunity to adjourn to your study, along with any guests that you feel have earned the right to spend time with you. To facilitate as comfortable an evening as possible, I have also instructed the tailor to have something more casual prepared. The selection won't be as vast, as it won't be shown to the public, however. I instructed them quality of the highest standard was the only acceptable submission. Of course, Your Grace. I took the liberty of collecting the notes from our diplomats on those who will be attending tonight. If I may, Your Grace? Thank you. Tonight's ball will be hosting many of the nobility, as written here, as well as several high-ranking guildspersons from across Runica. There also appears to be a diplomatic delegation from the east. From the notes here, it appears the Rapturians wish to attempt to build bridges. In my opinion, though, I would sooner meet them with the sword than the olive branch. Oh, my apologies, Your Grace. I do not allow my personal feelings to colour your judgment. As of the high moon of the season, the Rapturians have made 18 incursions against our neighbours, however none against ourselves. Although the people of the city still feel the weight of this, and many fear that our fair city could be next. It may be a trying time, Your Highness, but I shall stay by your side, as I always have, and always will. But back to the itinerary. In more specific detail, the nobles for the evening will include the remains of the now disgraced Highwinter family, the Vasette family, who control most of the mining rights south of the city, and the Crax family, that is C-R-A-X. They're a minor family, however. Our diplomats felt it best to invite them here this evening after aiding mages escape the purges to the north. They risked everything they had in order to do what their head of house believed was the right thing. Damned commendable, if I say myself. I understand you're busy, Your Highness, and I know the crown must weigh heavy. However, if you have the time, would you be willing to go over the seating arrangements with me? As of right now, I've made sure to sit the Highwinters away from the more sensitive guests. I've also instructed the guards to be thorough with their weapon searches of the Highwinters, and to keep a special eye out for trick weapons. Personally, I've never liked them. Nobility in two kingdoms gives them far too much freedom. But my apologies, Your Highness. I have spoken out of turn yet again. I hope you may forgive me. Thank you, Your Highness. As kind and as graceful as ever. Back to the matter of hand. Whoever is seated closest to you, and you choose to share the meal with, will likely be seen as receiving a boon from the crown. This will incur both the envy and respect of those in attendance. This may be a good opportunity, as our diplomats have put it, to open discussion or provoke discourse. Obviously, this will be down to your choice. I do hate to push for an answer. However, my liege, may you have a initial idea of whom you may wish to seat with? Of course. A beautiful decision. I'll pass on word to the planners and have them make the necessary arrangements. Your Highness, there is one more slightly awkward topic I wish to bring up. We have received a a rather large number of requests from potential suitors attending this ball. As of now, we have 5 dance requests, 3 to join you at dinner, and 17 invitations for you to join individuals at their private estates. Please, Your Highness, no need to act surprised. The ruler of the 3rd most powerful kingdom on the continent is, well, unmarried and has no public engagement. Many see this as an opportunity to further their station. Marrying into royalty is what many nobility dream of. Generations upon generations groom their children in the hopes that they might be refined enough to make such a suitor. Where will I be sitting? Your Grace, as good a sense of humour as ever. I shan't be sitting this evening. I will be in charge of security. Speaking of arrangements, there is one small detail I wish to go over, and I believe you might find this one quite enjoyable. The chefs are currently waiting for the go-ahead on what food wishes to be served at the ball. As of now, the chefs have narrowed the options down to 3, but are waiting on your final word. First is a series of hors d'oeuvres carried by palace servants. It is a good option, although some in the nobility may find it too casual, while I'm sure such a thing would go down a treat with the guild artisans. Of course, unless casual is the manner in which you wish to present yourself. Now is a time for building bridges, of course. The next option is a 12-course meal. It would be more suitable for the nobility and meet their expectations. However, we run the risk of alienating the Rapturians. They are fans of more simple and, dare I say, rustic ways of eating. Rapturian culture finds lavishness in any form to be detestable. As a result, we may slightly alienate the diplomatic party, but that is only if you wish to explore building bridges with them. Personally, I have never been one for minimalism. Life is for the living. Would you not agree, my liege? Although, that does lead me to wonder what should be served at all. The diplomats have recommended for the Rapturians a simple meal of salad and fish. It would be more akin to what their homeland is like, and may make them feel more at ease and at home. Some in the nobility may see it as pandering, while the artisans would see it as, well, potentially being cheap. Most of the guild would expect some finery, considering your position, my liege. That brings me on to the final subject. There will be a dance at the end of the night. Have you had the chance to look over the sheet of recommended nobles that you may share a dance with? I trust you have found one that's suitable and have chosen a partner. Yes? Well, that is splendid. None of them. Your Highness, my dearest apologies. I have failed in my duty to provide an adequate list. I will revisit the diplomats at once and have them redraft everything. It is very clearly a lapse in my judgment. You've chosen someone not on the list. Me? Your Highness, I could never. The scandal, what would the servants think? What would the nobles think? A knight dancing with the person they are sworn to protect. Why, it would be an outright scandal. Well, yes, you are the leader of Runica. And I suppose it doesn't matter what the other nobles think. Blushing? No, Your Highness, I am not blushing. Now, you must excuse me. I have to, if I am to dance this evening, I must see the tailor, and I may be your servant, but tonight I wish to look worthy of you. And with that, I bid you good evening, my liege.